your 50,000 retailers that have WiGroup, how much transactions go through that at the moment?
Sure. In terms of volume, we've processed over 2 billion Rand in volume over the last 12 months. So that when I talk about volume, that's Rand value, whether it be through money transfer or a voucher or coupon redemption. In terms of transactions, we're doing close to 1 million transactions a month, as an example.
And if you look at the SME market that you're entering, where would you like to see yourself in a year?
You know, I think for us, at this stage, we'd rather look at our footprint because, you know, we want to put what we call the railway lines down in. And once we've got the railway lines down into all of these stores, then the apps can plug in. So it's similar to if you look at what Steve Jobs did with the iPhone when he first built the smartphone. And he put a smartphone into millions of people's hands around the world. And he said to the world, you build apps onto this platform and it can turn on across all the iPhones. And effectively, we're trying to do the same thing by putting this platform onto all the different till systems and all the different stores and allow the world to be creative on that. So
you're basically the modern day Cecil John Rhodes. Not train tracks, but mobile payment tracks.
We'd hope to be so, yeah. So I think for us, we'd love to get that platform out there. And I think it's about an ecosystem. And I don't want to limit that ecosystem. I mean, I don't even think we can comprehend all the different apps that could be built onto it. Similar to Steve Jobs, if you asked him what he believed the iPhone could be, I don't think he had a clue that they could have billions of downloads. I think he had the vision for it, but he certainly wouldn't have known what people would build. And it's a bit similar to us. You know, with these railway lines, we don't know what apps are going to be built. And it's about that ecosystem and putting that down.
I get the impression that you know, a lot of people will say their fear is security. And I think you'd probably say that the security has been right for a while now. It's just the journey to get people to trust it.
100%, yeah. Yeah, look, I think mobile security, a lot of the app companies that are building these payment apps, I mean, you must understand that our banking regulation is very, very strict. So a lot of the apps that are going into the market, the guys are very good at what they do. They're world-class in terms of their security. So I don't feel that is the issue, as you're correctly pointing out. In actual fact, mobile, I mean, if you look at how mobile has created one-time PINs for banking, which secures your online transaction, right? Because it's something that you have, which is your phone, and something that you know, which is a PIN. And it's what they call dual factor authentication. So that security, I think, has been there for a while. And I think it's just about customers being comfortable with that process and that journey. And more importantly, and the heart of this, is the interoperability. Because if the banks and the retailers and the app providers are all working together to create some type of standard, that makes the most sense for us as an economy. And that's really what we're trying to achieve as WiGroup. If everyone goes on the independent little journeys trying to create their own closed loop solutions, you can imagine the sort of the breakdown effect that it'll have to an economy, because it actually doesn't stimulate growth.